First off, I just want to start off by saying I enjoyed this project. Finding information about a serial killer can be interesting but also a bit disturbing at times. Prior to this, I had no idea who Ted Bundy was, but I learned a lot of information and I'm going to tell you the basics and what I found interesting. The basics. Who Ted Bundy thought was his sister was actually his mother, which in the long run took Ted Bundy a long time to realize. Ted Bundy, to many people during the 70s, saw him as a tall, handsome, attractive male figure. But many of those women didn't last for too long, as Ted had a dark side to him. Ted was attracted to women, but what drove him was the sexual side of things. See, Ted was addicted to hardcore porn. It was a drug to him. What I'm going to show is a short video clip of explaining his thoughts and why and what drove him to the hardcore porn as it led up to.
The issue is how this kind of literature contributed and helped mold and shape the kinds of violent behavior.
It fueled your fantasies, didn't it?
Well, in the beginning it fuels this kind of thought process. Then at a certain time it's instrumental in what I would say crystallizing it, making it into something which is almost like a separate entity inside. And at that point you're at the verge, or I was at the verge of acting out on these kinds of thoughts.
Now I really want to understand that. You had gone about as far as you could go in your own fantasy life with printed material. And you made or printed and video or film or
film,
photos,
magazines, what have you. Yeah.
And then there was the urge to take that little step or big step over to a physical event.
And it happens. It happened in stages, gradually. It doesn't necessarily, not to me at least, happen overnight. My experience with, I'd say, pornography generally, but with pornography that deals on a violent level with sexuality, is that once you become addicted to it, and I look at this as a kind of addiction, like other kinds of addiction, I would keep looking for more potent, more explicit, more graphic kinds of material. Like an addiction, you keep craving something which is harder, something which gives you a greater sense of excitement, until you reach the point where the pornography only goes so far. You reach that jumping off point where you begin to wonder if maybe actually doing it will give you that which is beyond just reading it.
Shortly after, he killed over 30 women in 7 states in a matter of 4 years. At one point he was found and put in prison 2 times, and somehow managing to escape both times. He was later found and he confessed to killing over 30 women and was given a death sentence. Ted Bundy died in the electric chair at Railford Prison in Stark, Florida on January 29, 1989. Now I'm going to show you a short video of the people's reaction outside the prison when Ted Bundy died.
Drama of that interview. What was your reaction when you went outside the prison to this almost circus-like atmosphere that existed there?
Brian, it was really terrible. It had actually been there for a couple of days. People were just having an awful lot of fun with this thing. There were signs, burn, Bundy, burn. Tuesday is Friday. Some of them even more insulting than that. And there was a carnival atmosphere. It was almost like a Roman gladiator kind of thing. The people were just really enjoying it. And there was a lot of laughter and Roman candles and all kinds of stuff. When Bundy was finally executed the next morning, they came out and they signaled that he was gone, and then the hearse came in, big white hearse came in, picked up his body. When it drove past them, you would have thought it was the Super Bowl. I mean, there was a great emotional response, cheers, laughter, and so on.